Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Aaron is Perfect podcast. Yeah. So, thanks for tuning in. This is episode 3. Still the longest theme music in the world. And it's great. And you like it. Thanks for watching. If you're still with me, that means you're enjoying what you're hearing. Or you're just here to support me. Both of those things are great. So, thank you. And if you're only listening because you're here to support me, obvious thank you again. And this will get better, I promise. Okay? Just let me do it a little more. Let's stick it out. Let's stick it out together. Number 2 wasn't everything that I hoped it would be. You know, I thought parts of it were really funny while I was recording it, and then I was doing the editing, and I'm like, you're fine. Nothing spectacular, but you're fine. But lots of people have jumped on board, and a lot of people are supporting me. And it's fucking awesome, man. It's really fucking awesome. And I hope to have it continue. So anyway, enough about that. As you can see, if you have watched episode 1, I am wearing the exact same t-shirt. It was like an accidentally on purpose kind of situation. I was wearing it and I was like, okay, I'm going to record the podcast. And I was thinking about other shirts and I'm like, the other one, like the first episode looked really good. So maybe I won't change my shirt. And I was like, fuck, because I wasn't sure I was going to record this episode today. And I was like, fuck, I should change my shirt because it's weird. And then I thought about the second episode where I was talking about the shirt that I love but can't wear because I got fat. And it's like, fuck. And I started getting all insecure. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. This shirt looked good the first time. I'm just going to wear this fucking shirt again. And it's pink. And it goes with the theme. And one of my friends mentioned that the theme with the pink shirt and the pink logo was cool. So, you know what? I'm just going to fucking wear this pink shirt as often as possible until it doesn't fit me. It's been about, I'm going to say, 3 years since when I bought this shirt. So if I change more in the next year, then we have different problems than just wearing clothing that doesn't fit properly. Then I really have to start looking into my health. So, and I don't want to do that. That's boring. That's so fucking boring, dude. That's fucking boring. Just like this podcast. Anyway, it's nighttime. I'm actually in my office at night. I was recording these podcasts before work. I was coming early and recording them before I had to sign in. And this time I came in late because the morning didn't work out. And it's weird being here at nighttime in my office. I kind of like it, but it feels like way too risky. Like I showed up and the office is right beside the main building of where I work. And I showed up and there's some fucking guy, in the back parking lot. We have these 2 giant, garbage bins. One's for recycling and the other one is for garbage. And the dude is fucking in there pulling out garbage bags and being real weird about it. And there was a moment where he went over to one of the trees in the back area and snapped a big stick off, and he's kind of trepidatiously poking one of the garbage bags with this fucking stick and jumping back and being scared about the garbage bag's reaction. And so I call the boss and I'm like, hey, there's a dude out here doing this shit and it's really fucking weird. And they told me that apparently he's been there for a couple hours and he, at one point, I work at a guitar store. He had a guitar box on him. he was wearing a guitar box. And if you know anything about guitar boxes, because everyone does, obviously, they're a big fucking rectangle that, like, you know, they're probably a good, like, I don't know, 4.5 feet. And so if he's wearing that, he is wearing it. Like, it is fucking to his knees or ankles or something. So that probably looked fucking awesome. I hope they got it on camera, because I would love to see that. I'm going to look it up tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go look at the camera footage tomorrow and watch that. And if it is true, I will see if I can apprehend some of that footage and put it here for everyone to see, because that shit's fucking hilarious as hell. So yeah, there we are for that. I can't, it's really fucking weird, and he's still there, and I keep going to the window because I was trying to come up with the topics and looking out, and he's doing other things. Like, he was sitting in the garbage. He was like standing on a bag and like shuffling his feet, like trying to walk with the bag attached to the bottom of his feet and shit. It was, I don't understand. But I kind of do, right? This podcast touches a little bit on mental health. So the dude is obviously going through some shit, whether it's mental health or substance related. There's something going on there. And if you have a substance related issue that leads you to go and hang out at a music store's parking lot and go through their garbage as if it's some fucking theme park, then you obviously have a problem. And if it isn't substance or is substance, it's also mental health for sure. So he's, there's something going on there. But I don't think we were calling the police. I think we're just going to see how it goes. As long as he doesn't get hurt. You know, you kind of want people to be able to figure their own shit out. A lot of people don't really deal with intervention very well. So I don't know. I don't know what is going to end up happening. But that was a very adventurous way to start this podcast. And the greatest thing about that is I immediately had content. So good for me, bad for him. And I'm sorry, dude. That sucks. Here's another weird thing that's happened I've noticed over the last little while, and I don't really know why. And it started happening when I created my YouTube account for this podcast. I am suddenly getting ads on YouTube, which everybody gets. Mine are all in French, not one English one. So I don't know if I've like jumped into some algorithm or like accidentally like switched some fucking thing on. Burping. That's one of the things that you'll hear on the Aaron is Perfect podcast. Burping with my lungs out my mouth. And, you know, you may hear the occasional fart. But I'm a human being with air inside of me. Just said my first name. Okay. So yeah, the weirdest one though is and this one was in English. So not really sure why I got this one in the language that I understand. Especially considering what it was about. I don't think I was watching anything weird. Like I reserve all of my weird shit for websites other than, YouTube. But this one seemed to be out of place for me. But it was basically promoting white men dating Asian women. And obviously there's no issue with that at all. What was strange is that the narrative that they were going for was like, have you ever had an Asian woman before? It's like, are you a white male, you know, looking for love in a different place? Like, it's like, why are you being like sort of racist against yourself a little bit? Like, you're kind of like dissing you're dissing yourself a little bit. Like, have you ever tried? Like, they're nice, I promise. Like, okay, they're people. And some people are nice and some aren't. So you can't, first off, you're dissing yourself a little bit because you're saying like, oh, by the way, we're nice other than what you've heard or what everyone assumes, which I don't think anyone assumes that Asian women are not nice. But it's people. But like, why are you jumping to that conclusion? And why Why are you targeting white men? Oh, it's because it's easy. Okay, never mind. Now I get it. I just figured it out for myself because it's easy. Because that's what they do. Because a lot of white men are shitty, and here we are. But that's an interesting marketing campaign. And basically, what it was this one woman talking about white men dating Asian women and telling you all of the good things about doing this. She also dissed Asian men, which I thought was kind of interesting because she's like, Asian men are like, I don't know, they're not fun and they're not happy and they don't laugh and blah, 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 which I think is also horribly stereotypical. I mean, I guess it's your culture, so you can say that maybe, but then it was like, they went on saying like Asian women prefer white men because of this. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? And why am I watching it for so long? It was one of those fucking commercials on YouTube where it's just like 17 minutes and it has absolutely no fucking reason to be that way. Like she just keeps saying different versions of the same thing over and over and over again, much like this podcast. And it was alarming to me, and I got sucked into it because it was so fucking weird. But yeah, it was this woman speaking and saying all these things about why white men should date Asian women. And then I'm having a hard time talking about this because this is just a topic that I have no business being part of. But it was interesting. I thought you guys would find it interesting. Please don't cancel me. I haven't even started yet. And so it's just basically going back and forth between images of this woman talking about this and then Asian TikTok creators, female TikTok creators dancing in like barely nothing. Barely nothing. That's a double negative. Barely anything, I think. Oh, man. I got the burps. Okay. That's it. See? That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Okay. All right. Anyway, so that was a weird fucking thing. And I hope it doesn't come back. You get like reoccurring ads. Like you get, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a white man, but I get like all manscaping ads. Now I get all French manscaping ads. So I hope it fixes my algorithm so that I don't get French manscaping ads. I'm happy to have French ads. I don't speak French, but I don't watch fucking ads anyway. So might as well like listen to a beautiful language while it's happening, So anyway, YouTube ads. That's the end of that segment. Let's move along, shall we? Here's one. Here's one that no one ever talks about. Road rage. I have that. People talk about this all the time. It was a joke. That was a satirical comment. Obviously, this is not a... oh my God. For fuck's sakes, man. This is not an uncommon topic to talk about. It is extremely cliche to talk about road rage. And guess what? I have that. Because I drive like I'm 79 years old. And it drives everybody I know crazy who's in the car with me. I think... I know it definitely drives my wife crazy because I drive really slowly. I drive the speed limit, pardon me, and everyone else in the world drives a little bit faster than that. I've gotten better over time, but I follow the fucking rules to a point where it's annoying to my wife, and I get so aggressively annoyed and angry with people who do not do that. And when I mean follow the rules, I also mean like legally breaking the rules. Like on the highway, it's a pretty common practice to make sure that you're going the speed that everyone else is going. So I don't slow people down. I still go with the speed of traffic. However, if someone fucking blows by me, well, I'm going with the speed of traffic, and the speed of traffic is like a fucking, 30 over the speed limit. I fucking cuss that motherfucker out so bad in the car. Nobody can hear me because I'm alone in a car. I don't usually do it when my kids are there, usually. But I get fucking mad. And I get really mad, which is redundant to do because nobody can hear me. Second, it only affects me. And the more angry I get and the more I vocalize my anger, the angrier I get. So it's just this fucking loop of just being pissed off. Like, if someone were to ever actually wrong me, like cut me off, you fucking, like, I go from being a 79-year-old driver on the road following all rules to like a 16-year-old who like tried a beer for the first time and like is a rebel and stole his parents' car. Like, that's me. I'm just fucking like getting over bushes just to fucking show this guy how mad I am. I say guy, it could be anyone, okay? Anyone. Everyone's different. They all drive differently. There is no specific demographic that drives better or worse than anyone else. There are too many people to make that assumption. Oh no, my notes closed. Okay. Oh, my notes closed, and then I had to sign back into my phone. Luckily, I have that Face ID, so that Elon Musk can read my eyeballs. I talk to myself in the car a lot too. I don't just swear at other people in the car. I talk to myself a lot, which is good. It's good for this. It's also good for like, it's therapeutic. I talk to myself about like how shitty I am as a guy and like what the fuck is wrong with me. I say that a lot. Just kidding. But I do talk to myself quite a little bit in the car, and I'm sure a lot of people do that. That's a fairly normal thing to do. The thing that I do that's not normal is like 90% of the time when I'm talking to myself, I do it with a British accent. And that's fucking weird to do. I think. I don't know. Is it weird? Email me. Tell me if that's weird. Shoot me an email and be like, it's weird, bro. Or shoot me an email and be like, it's weird, Gov, but I do it as well. That was borderline Australian. I didn't say I was good at it. That's what I do. I talk to myself in a British accent. And I'll eventually jump into British accents here and there, just so you can hear what it's all about. But I'm going to preface this next little segment with a teensy little disclaimer, okay? I want to make fun of things, and sometimes those things may be sensitive. Should I say this as like in like an infomercial? I would like to say things, and sometimes I say things that are a little insensitive. I talk about topics that are a little that may. Okay, let me start over. Composure. Hello, my name is Aaron, and sometimes I speak about things, and you may believe that I'm a little insensitive. You're right, but it's fucking satire. I'm joking, okay? And that being said, I do this thing, and it's not. I don't know what level of offensive it is. I have no idea. So maybe this will ruin everything. But back when I was a little boy, my friend Josh, who you know from the last episode because you obviously watched it, he used to laugh his fucking head off at this thing that I used to do. So I can mimic other languages. I would consider to be quite well, and I know a lot of people can do that. But I used to do this thing where I would mimic the language as a newscaster, because sometimes you would catch a newscast from another country or something, another culture, and they would do this thing where they would speak in the language, and then when it came to saying the name of a place or the name of a sports team or like a company, they would say it in perfect, unbroken or unaccented English. I'm afraid to do this right now because obvious reasons. I don't think it's offensive, and if I offend anyone, I'm sorry, but like, you tell me if this is decent, okay? You tell me if this is a decent execution of this. All of these languages I think are wonderful and beautiful, and I think it's all important to understand that this is coming from a place of love. I don't know if I want to do it now. I'm afraid. I'm like, that's how bad this is. I live in fear of doing this silly thing, which I thought was funny so many years ago, but I can't tell if it's offensive or not. I don't actually know. So here's this, okay? Instead of doing it this time, I would like you to email me and give me a gauge, a meter of how offensive you think this would be if I were to do it. If I were to do like fake versions of these languages, and not like the fucking, like the obvious, the obvious sounding ones that are obviously racist, but like legitimately trying to mimic the sounds of how they speak, like The Sims, right? Like The Sims are basically like, I would assume that if like aliens came to Earth, that's what they would assume. That's what they would be hearing if they heard English, right? That's what it sounds like. Like that's what English sounds like, over pronunciated vowels and consonants and shit. I'm assuming that's it. Why was it okay for them to do that, and for me not to like not pretend to be, but give the essence of the Japanese language, because it's a beautiful language. It is. You like how I'm like making sure to like re-up my acceptance for other cultures just by saying it's beautiful. That's what we do here in cancel culture. We re-up, and we definitely don't make a mistake. So yeah, I'm not going to do it. So you're welcome. And instead, I'll do the rest of this wonderful podcast in announcer voice. And it looks like the next topic on the platform here is today. I'm not going to do that. It's so fucking exhausting and probably horrible to listen to. But today I was asked for a music recommendation. Like, hey, quick, give me something to listen to. That type of thing. And when I tell you that, like, I racked my fucking brain, I couldn't think of shit. I couldn't think of fucking anything. I could, like, it's one thing to just not think about that type of shit on a regular basis. But I'm a musician, and I talk about music all the fucking time. I'm constantly sharing music back and forth. However, the last like year and a half, it's either been fucking like 90s, 80s and 90s gangster rap or podcasts, and that's it. There's been nothing else. So, and like I want to say there's nothing else, but there has been some, and I think there's been like 4 or 5, maybe up to like 7 different bands that I've listened to, kind of like exclusively and very infrequently. I haven't been listening to that much music. It's basically what I'm trying to get at. I've hardly listened to fucking music at all, and so I fucking racked my brain, and I realized that I have slowly lost interest in so much shit that I used to care about so much. Like I had, like I was a music fucking fiend. Like I was constantly looking for music. I was constantly on YouTube trying to find new shit. A really good YouTube channel that I subscribed to was I think it's just called Colors, and it's like just the most obscure music stuff. I feel like my S's are really pronounced. It's just, there's a lot there. There's so much there, like, and there's like from popular to not popular. There's like the sound is always really fucking good. and the imagery is amazing. It's usually just like this one color background, and the artist kind of either accessorizes with the background or they have their own fucking thing, and it's usually very artsy and fucking whatever. They do like slam poetry and shit, which is super lame, but I don't care. I still love it. They do rap. They do every genre, and I fucking loved it. And I just like I fell out of love with music for whatever fucking reason. I just didn't want to fucking hear it anymore. And I'm not really sure what that's all about. And I think maybe there's a possibility it might have something to do with my disorder. Like it was so disorganized and so chaotic, and I really just needed to have silence and or just like someone talking at me one on one so that it was less fucking mayhem. Maybe it's having children. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. But for someone who is like gung ho into music, like I work at a music store. I've been here for almost 20 years, and music has been my life since fucking I can't even tell you how long, my whole life. And for me to just like up and not really care about it anymore is alarming. And maybe I'm just going through a phase. Maybe that's it. Just phasing. Just phasing, you know? Fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Jesus. But yeah, that's it's real weird, and I hope to get back into music a little bit because I play music. I it's a form of therapy too. So it's weird, especially like when it comes to the type of music that I listen to. Generally, kind of, it's usually pop. Like I was really into this band Jungle, which is like basically like disco. So it's like it's really bouncy, very like it's very rhythmic, but also like straight as a board when it comes to like the fucking metronome, right? There isn't much straying from the percussion path on that shit. It just goes. And I'm sure that has like that type of music I really enjoy. Same with rap. And I think rap, because it's so like structured and organized and everything fucking rhymes and fits together, I think that's really, really important. I think that's really important with music. Like sonically, everybody likes to hear that shit. That's why rap is popular, obviously. But for me, it's like, that's my ASMR. That's my fucking oddly satisfying, because it just, everything fucking fits. And that's really important. When it comes to the music that I listen to, it can't be fucking, and this is so strange because I come from a punk rock background and, I listen to a lot of punk. So, and that shit was fucking like everywhere, like grimy, shitty vocals and like screeching guitars and shit. And yeah, now it's like, has to be like super organized and very, like, even like the punk rock that I listen to nowadays still has to be very melodic, very like easy to listen to. The shit that I played was like very melodic and easy to listen to. So yeah, I think maybe I've just like squashed music down so much for myself that I've squashed it into nothingness, and now I don't want to listen to it anymore because no version of it is as organized as I require it to be. Maybe that's what it is. That's why it only works now. Now the only thing that works for me is people talking. But maybe, I don't know. I still listen to music. What the fuck am I talking about? Just not a lot. Not as much as I used to. And I'm not really interested in it. Someone's like, hey, do you want to listen to some music? I'm like, nah. But if they put music on, I'll probably sing along or some shit. But usually I just don't really care to do it, I don't know. Does anybody else feel this way? Hey, email me. I know I keep saying this, but you could email me. Let me give you the email address. Here it is. I'm going to speak it with my mouth. It is Aarons, Aarons, perfect, Perfect, at gmail.com. Now, if you don't know how to spell that, it's a good thing that I just spelled it out for you. So if you forget, just click back in the episode just a little bit. And you'll be able to find it quickly and easily just by doing that. Now, if you have an unregistered Spotify account and you're listening to it on that account, you may need to go over to YouTube. Or here's another option. I'll just say it again. Aaronsperfect at gmail.com. AARONSPERFECT at gmail.com. Oh, yes. Fuck, that's such an annoying fucking thing to do. Um, I I keep trying to come up with topics that are fun, and I try and like organize things in order, and I also try and say shit that's funny. And here's the thing about that. I think of it funny in my mind, but when it comes out of my mouth, I do not laugh. Why has this happened? Why has this happened to me? Why do I speak about things that I find funny, but while I speak them, there is no laughter from my face? I don't speak and talk with giggly laughter. Why is that not happening when I talk about things that I find hilarious about everything? And I think this is why. Because there's a camera. Because there's a camera here looking me right in my eyeballs, my face balls. See, like something like that would have generally made me laugh. Maybe I don't find myself funny. Or maybe I just have so much confidence and swagger that you're sitting over there fucking pissing your own eyeballs, face balls, while I say all this shit. And I'm just so fucking perfect that I just hold it all in. I just hold in my laughter until later. Imagine that. Imagine like I found everything so funny. Imagine laughter worked like that. It's like you could just hold it in and save it for later, but at some point you have to exhaust it. So you just sit in your car and you're like, oh, fuck yeah. That was a good one. Okay, guys. That'd be fucking hilarious. It'd be so funny too. Like people would try and like hide it. They'd be like, okay, fuck, I gotta. It's almost like they have to take a shit. Like, oh my god, I've held in this laugh for so long, and like I've been around people all fucking day. You know, I've been studying in the fucking library for this exam, and so many things. Like, this is an exam for stand-up comedy, and everything that I've written is hilarious, but I can't fucking just blast out laughter in the middle of this fucking library. Imagine that was a class. Imagine that was a class that you went to a library for, too. You went to a library thing. You get it. That'd be so fucking silly. Like, is there like a Victorian version of fucking stand-up comedy? Oh yes, I was learning the Victorian literature version of stand-up comedy. I don't have examples, so I'm not going to do that because I'm not funny enough to think of something that funny off the bat. Here's a joke that I always thought was hilarious, and I used to tell it to people, and no one ever laughed because my form of comedy and what I find funny is totally different from what most people find funny. And I believe that is because of OCD, because I think about it in a way where it just lightly goes outside of norm. I find that so fucking funny. So this is the joke. You say, hey, what did Tony the Tiger say when someone gave him Frosted Flakes? And someone's like, I don't know, what? He said they're great. And I don't know why that's funny to me. I cannot explain it. But the first time I said that one in my brain, I swallowed that laughter until I had to exhale it later. And when I did, it was a lot. I fucking shit that laughter all over the place. And it was the best feeling in the world. But yeah, let's get back to that. Let's get back to imagining what it would be like to hold in laughter and then finally be able to exhaust it like a shit later on in your life. You know? Like you're at a fucking... you know, like sometimes people shit the bed. Okay. You know how some people like shit the bed when they're really drunk? Like imagine you get so drunk that like all of your laughter comes out. In the middle of the night or something, and like you fucking like wake people up with this like giant like laughter, but then you're also sick and you're barfing and shitting at the same time. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Just picture it. Picture someone like, I don't know, your dad, or like fucking like someone who like at work that's really fucking boring or something, and just like suddenly has this like shit puke laughter fit. I think that'd be fucking hilarious, man. Picture it. Oh wait, how was it? Picture it. Are they shitting and laughing and puking? I bet it was awesome. Speaking of laughter, I was my youngest daughter. I was driving home from swimming lessons with her. It was just me and her and I. And I don't know how we got starting this. She's only 5 years old, but I don't like. I started to like. I was making her laugh, burp, and I started to, oh my goodness, mimic her laughter, like trying, which is hard to do. It's hard for a man with this voice to mimic a 5-year-old girl's. I mean, girl and boy, they don't really sound that different, but a 5-year-old's laughter. It's really difficult to mimic that, for me. So I was mimicking it, and like, the more, did you hear that? God, I am unwell. I don't know if you just heard that. Basically, my body just went. I'm not hungry. It was here that it happened. It made that sound here. And if you're just listening to this, I'm talking about my esophagus. My sausages. Shut the fuck up, Aaron. Anyway, the more that I fucking like mimicked her laughter, the more it made me actually laugh. So we got into this laughing and like fake laughing fit, because she'd do a fake laugh, and then I would try and mimic her fake laugh, and that would make her actually laugh. And because she was laughing, I fucking laughed. And it was fucking, then I started shitting and puking on the ride home, and it was a fucking disaster. But it was fun. You know, I like having these times with my children where I can just laugh and shit and puke and laugh. And, yeah, and she likes it. Yeah, that got weird, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way we are. Sorry, a little musical interlude. But here's a problem. I'm all out of shit to say. Those last couple things weren't even on my list, so that's how you know I'm getting fucking better at this, right? I'm improvising. And I knew that would happen because I do that anyway. When I'm in the car, when I'm in my car, I just say some of the greatest shit you ever fucking had in your whole life. And it's fucking marvelous because it just comes to me. I don't have to fucking do nothing about it. It's great and easy and simple. But what's weird about this is that there's a whole bunch of people, or at least a small handful too, that will be listening to this that actually are from England, and they're probably mad at me now, and that was Australian, that last bit, and I'm sorry. I'm just like, you know what? Someone call the cancel police and get this fucker off of your screen or whatever. Get me out of here. You know what? Ruin my life, please. It's just easier because I'm going to do it anyway eventually, so you might as well just do it now. Just fucking click that button. Click the fucking bat button, whatever the bat. Pick up the bat phone and be like, hey, Elon Musk, get this fucker out of here, man. You don't want to censor people? Well, not so perfect anymore, huh? Perfect with an asterisk, motherfuckers. That's my chair. That wasn't a fart. That's a chair. Listen. That's a chair. Every time someone says, did you fart? I always think of fucking that part in I Love You, Man, where fucking Jason Segel is like, they're both at Lou Ferrigno's house, and he's like, that's a fart, motherfucker. He's like, yeah, it smells like fart. That was a funny part of that movie. That shit's been said so many times. Okay, here's the last thing I'm going to talk about. Movie quoting. Don't fucking do it, man. Don't fucking do it, okay? There have been multiple people who, out of nowhere, completely unprompted, asked me why I'm so serious in the fucking Joker voice, and it has ruined all movie quotes for me. All of them. It fucked up everything. I liked saying things from movies that were like iconic, you know? Like think about fucking Tom Hanks from Catch Me If You Can. He says, knock knock. Someone says, who's there? He says, go fuck yourself. And that's hilarious. That is a brilliant fucking thing to say. But if someone were to say it to me, I would freak the fuck out. I would scream at them. I would laugh, shit, and fart and puke. And then I'd kindly ask them to leave. Because it's fucking cringy now. Quoting movie shit is cringy. Don't do it, okay? Don't fucking do it. It ruins everything. Especially my day. Oh, I just remembered something. Oh, fuck. This is like a weird sort of like Inception thing, but I just realized, and I haven't even posted episode 2 yet, but I completely forgot to put something in the episode. I'm going to do it now, but it was the image of my friend Josh on my shoulders that I showed in episode 2. That's not in there yet. You are living in the future, motherfucker. You are living in what is considered your current past, but my future. I'm about to put that image in there, and it's going to change absolutely everything. What is this fucking Minority Report? Okay? Quote from that movie? I'm not going to quote anything from that movie. Maybe because every time I watched it, I was really super fucking high on drugs. So, weed. I smoke weed, okay? Anyway, I think I should probably fucking call it there because it's been 41 minutes of me losing my mind, finding it again, and then laughing and shitting and puking. So make sure to follow me if you don't already on all my social media accounts. On Instagram, it is Aaron is perfect. No, let me start that again. It is Aaron _is_ perfect _podcast. TikTok, just find me. Just find me. Aaron is perfect. You should be able to find me. You'll see this logo. Just look for that logo all over the internet. Subscribe to me on YouTube if you're not watching it there. Just Aaron is perfect. Same with Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to find me there. If you are not viewing or listening to this in any of those places, then you're doing something wrong because this is the best thing that anyone has ever bared witness to. So come on. For fuck's sakes, you know? Yeah, so follow me. Subscribe. And thanks, fuck. Thank you. Legitimately, thank you very much. I'm serious. I'm not fucking around. There is lots of silly things in this fucking podcast. A lot of things that I say that are just fucking outlandish and ridiculous. But this one's not. Thank you. Seriously. Thanks for sticking this out, especially for episode 3. That's awesome. Very fucking cool of you to do it. But keep going, you know? Because you want to. Not just because I want you to. Because you want to. Don't you? Okay. Well. Fucking whatever then. You know what I mean? We're just gonna fucking call it there then. That's the end of it. What you fucking still doing here? Huh? Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck you looking at then? Piss off. You fucking bellend. Jesus fucking Christ. Motherfucker shit. Holy fuck. What the fuck's going Laughing and shitting and puking.